Hi, welcome to AstroPod_cast. So this is for the week of May 9th through the 16th of 2025. We are deep in Taurus season. We're getting ready to shift into Gemini season pretty soon. So right now on May 10th, Mercury will be entering Taurus. As Mercury shifts out of Aries, where it was hot-headed and really full of ideas and pioneering ways, we are now heading into where Mercury enters Taurus. A bit of a crazy week again, but a lot of stuff's happened. We have a new pope in the world, which is very significant for our time. So we are out here at the beach again at Green Key. Pasco County just went by. We're right by the road, so hopefully the sound comes out a little bit better than it did the other day. So this is for the week from the 9th through the 16th. Well, tomorrow, May 10th, Mercury enters Taurus, and it is a grounded situation for Mercury coming out of Aries, where Mercury is quite hot-headed and ready to brawl verbally, ready to be pessimistic and optimistic all at the same time. So we had a bit of a whirlwind conversations going on, as you can see in the outer world. But as Mercury enters Taurus, it's going to be more grounded words. There's going to be thoughts of luxury, practical ideas, money-making ideas will start to really be prevalent now. Also, Taurus again is a fixed earth sign. Taurus is a fixed earth sign, meaning that it is grounded. It knows what it wants. It doesn't really like to delve deeply into emotions. It wants to be practical with its thoughts, not waste time here with emotions. So you're going to be more pragmatic, more go for the gold, so to speak, because, again, Venus rules over Taurus. So thoughts of luxury, going to concerts, going to having nice dinners. Food is a big Taurian theme. But also with Mercury here, we'll be thinking of new ideas and ways to help our food grow better in America or in the whole world. Because there is starvation happening now. We do want that to get better. We don't want food scarcity. And the way things are going, a lot of us going to permaculture. And that's one of the reasons why I started that permaculture, is for practical ideas with my food, and having and knowing how to grow your own food is really beneficial. We are dealing with a bunch of things happening. It's springtime. All the things are growing that has to do with the earth and food is really going to help us ground our thoughts. The one thing that Taurus energy is good for is really being stable and grounded and understanding your values and what it is that you want in life. So Mercury here will help us with these thoughts and help us to stay grounded in what it is that we need to move forward during this huge time of change. Because change is here, as you can see. So there are things happening now that we really need some practical ideas for, and some reality to come in here and help us see that some of these thoughts and ideas we have aren't practical and aren't long-term and can't help us long-term. And we want things to help us long-term, especially right now with the Taurian energy. On Tuesday, May 12th, which is the Scorpio full moon. And Scorpio is opposite of Mercury. So the moon, as it shifts into Scorpio on Sunday, will be opposite of Mercury. So here we have practical ideas from Venus, which rules over Taurus. And then we have the full moon in Scorpio, which is the opposite of Taurus. Scorpio full moon is really asking us to look deeply into our emotions and what it is that we desire, against the Mercury ideas, the Taurian ideals of what is practical, what's valuable. So the full moon is really, really, really going to affect us tremendously, as it also is ruled by Pluto here, because Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. Pluto right now is at the 3rd degree of Aquarius, which began his retrograde last week. And Pluto will only be retrograding back to 0 degrees of Aquarius to help us remember what we started this year with all of our dreams and hopes, and see how they're progressing along. But because it is a full moon and it's Aquarian, in terms of Aquarius wise, we're going to have to purge a lot of stuck ideas that no longer serve us. And it's going to be very difficult because, again, it is an emotional inner looking at ourselves. And the Pluto being retrograde is also churning backwards. Whenever it's retrograde, whenever a planet's retrograde, you look at your personal self, what your ideas are for that Pluto retrograde time, what it is you're going to be looking over and reviewing, revising, or maybe purging because of Pluto being retrograde. And Pluto, again, is ruling this full moon. And Uranus rules over Aquarius, and Uranus right now is in Gemini. And so Uranus, the Aquarian ideals with the Pluto ideals here, is evolving our species, because Aquarian rules over humans, all of us, groups of us. So that's our species that is undergoing evolution with Pluto here retrograding back. And so we have to look at ourselves and decide, as a species, are we ready to leave behind our victimhood? Are we ready to leave behind blame and stand up for ourselves? As Neptune is at that degree of being new, being reborn, and Saturn will be meeting up with Neptune here pretty soon at that degree of 1 degree of Aries, the point of renewal, birth of a new idea. So we are all here witnessing this. So as of the next 5 months with Pluto retrograde, we're going to have to be thinking, are we up-leveling our ideals? Are we doing what it takes to make our species better? And so with Aquarius, Uranus, we are being asked to wake up into evolution, to just like we had to come out of the cavemen days. We had to become an agricultural community where we learned to grow our own food. And then we had to become a warrior society to protect our food. All the Taurian ideals of what we value, our home, our money, our clothes, our whatever it is that's Taurian, is there for exposure to see. And a lot of secrets are going to be revealed with this Scorpio full moon. You're going to really dig deeply into your own soul about what it is that you're looking for in this evolution of the human boy. Are we going back to the olden days where we're not treated equally? Do we want to go back to that? Because we don't really want to go back to authoritarian rule, right? We don't really need a king and queen any longer to tell us what to do, right? But again, there's still many cults in the world that are going around. There's some things happening because Pluto is a generational planet and it's in Aquarius. And so many people right now are completely lost, confused, angry, lashing out. Many humans kind of not ready for this evolution, as we can see. There is always that opposition going on, and there's a lot of opposition going on right now with Taurus, Scorpio, full moon, Pluto in Aquarius opposite of Mars there in Leo for a while, and every time anything goes through Leo like a moon. A lot of that is delusion versus reality, and also evolution versus devolution. That is also being aware versus being unaware. So a lot of that has to do with your own sense of understanding and studying and reading what it is you should be thinking about. All these polar opposites are beginning, and a lot of them are in the old signs. So the only sign that's moved forward recently that's outer is Neptune into Aries. And soon Saturn will be moving in, as I spoke about last week. And when Saturn moves in, you'll get the sense of more structure for your dreams to know what's going on. So really this week I would be concerned with Mercury moving into Taurus and being too stubborn and not really looking at yourself and deep diving with Pluto retrograde, making an angle here. And also the full moon again on Tuesday, the Scorpion full moon is really asking you to dig deeply, just like Pluto is, into your inner landscape and dig out all those weeds and molds and get rid of all those pests that are in there corrupting you, and really find time to heal, because Mercury is going to meet up with Chiron and have an angle to Pluto. So this might be a time where you're speaking not as kindly to yourself as you should, and so that could be a problem. So that's about it for this week, and keep an eye on my Instagram page because you will see that I'll try to talk a little bit more, especially as the full moon goes on. I'll post some stuff this week because it's really getting absolutely things are starting to happen. So thank you for being here, and I will see you next week. Okay? Bye.